Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tokupitch, Game Edition this time again.
Yes.
I mentioned in our last Super Sentai pitch, or the only one we've done as we're recording this, but I mentioned in that you brought it up, Musou game, and how I was incorrect in that it's never been done, so I guess that's just a false memory of mine. So, why not pitch a Super Sentai Musou then?
Okay. I'm alright with doing a Super Sentai Musou. Really enough, I think we do sort of have a basis for a story already. And it's called...
I want to hear what yours is.
Sort of two bases.
Okay, go ahead. Bases.
All your bases belong to us. You can either go the Zenkaiju route, where, they each have their own separate worlds, but I think at the same time, you sort of have to pare it down so you're not going to every world. You're only going to a few. How many characters? Let's see. I probably should look this up beforehand. But how many characters are there in Dynasty Warriors 9?
90.
Christ.
There are 90 playable characters in that game.
I don't think we need that many. Because
I feel like you should look up how many characters are in like the newest Warriors Orochi game, because that's the crossover event. 170.
Why?
Now this brings to light the point that I wanted to make. You mentioned to be off camera. Where would the focus be? And to that I say,
Why?
And to that I say there isn't any. My ultimate Super Sentai Musou would truly be an everyone is here. We are taking all the spaghetti, we are throwing it at the wall, we are then punching it into the wall so that it sticks. That would be...
It's almost 300 characters.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Yes, a lot of them would just be palette swaps.
170 characters are in this game. I'm still
in that game, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Why?
Because it's 3 different franchises, I think. 2 or 3 different franchises? Yeah, it's Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, and I think there's just like guest characters in there too.
Okay. That's... Okay. This is just so many.
You're looking at the roster.
Okay. Focus on this. Okay.
Just X out of the tab. You got X out of the tab or you're never going to be able to look away.
Okay. So everybody's here.
Everyone is here. I would just...
That sounds like a nightmare.
It would be an absolute nightmare to make. It would most likely take...
You wouldn't get that until almost a PlayStation 7.
Maybe so, but... If we are talking like dream scenario, like we take Koei Tecmo, because I imagine they would be the ones developing this because they are known for their Musou stuff. I would imagine just if they had like all the money all the time, there is no set schedule, and you like update it yearly with new teams. If we're talking like...
That could be done a little bit more.
If we're talking like the dream scenario, like maybe if we started out with like 10 teams, 10 or 15.
Probably the most recent.
The most recent, like, you thinking like 10 or 15 teams?
Yeah.
Something like that. They could do that.
That would go pretty much all the way back to Boken Jigeki.
And then you could release the rest as DLC later down the line.
Yeah.
With like interstitial updates. As free DLC, that'd be nice.
I feel like we have 2 different ways to do this. Because you want everybody. I just wanted not everybody, because I don't think everybody's...
No, I think both are good ideas. I think both are very good ideas, and I think both are viable ways of doing this. Maybe not my idea, maybe not so much, but in terms of like dream scenarios of like a Sentai game where no one is left out, it would be, I think, like in terms of like the ultimate Musou experience of just hordes of enemies, and in terms of the story, it would just be like some random like new Dark Lord who we've never seen before, who's like, I'm going to destroy everything. Then I guess we need all the Sentai, and then they all fight as armies.
I think it sort of works like...
And that's just all you need.
If you have... I'm going to pitch slightly different here. If you have Zenkaiju as your base, because, you got all the other worlds and everything, you can sort of fight against... I guess, their big bad, who has
kind of like Batride War did.
A little bit, but a lot better. Where he's working with all the other villains and stuff. That way, I think the way to sort of do it...
it's like Kingdom Hearts, where we have a society of villains.
Yeah, I think the way to sort of do it is to have every red, every sixth, and maybe not actually every red, actually make sure it's the leader of that team in every sixth. So that way you have Tsuruhime, you have Time Pink, you have Geki Yellow, and, just some non-red colors. You have Mega Black instead of Mega Red. Just to switch up things every once in a while. And you also have the sixth there because they're the strong one. I just think that would end up being a little...
I like your idea of every sixth.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd necessarily... I would love it to be a representation of every team, and the leader, I think, is a good choice. That does leave us with mostly reds, though.
Yeah. Take out Red Mask and put a Yellow Mask, because she's the actual leader of that team. I will not be hearing arguments otherwise.
Oh, you won't hear any complaints from me.
Or Blue.
But he has to be out of suit.
Yeah. Either yellow or blue, specifically for that team.
Honestly,
Black Condor.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking like you take. I would love it if they put like a popularity poll out.
Yes, actually.
And if they said like, okay, we're gonna take one person from each team. Fans vote on who from that team is going to be represented.
No six are on this team. They're just in the game.
They're just in the game. Like Six Ranger, they're automatically and they get a pass. And that's the thing I'd like to see. Who would the fans like to see get put in? Because could you imagine if certain characters managed to pull ahead?
We just end up without Ninja. That'd be so good. Pink 5, let's make it happen. She is the best character in Bioman. I will not be taking anything else otherwise. Pink 5 is 10 out of 10. She's so good. Somehow the entire Changeman team just makes it. We don't know how that happened. They just hear.
It was a tie.
It was a tie. Like, nobody pulled ahead, so we did it internally, and then nobody pulled ahead.
You put a secret code in on the character select screen.
You can change everybody else.
You can get everybody. You can get it. You can get all the other Changemen, everybody else.
It only works for that team.
And a third way we could go at this is we just have the Gokaijers, and they change into everyone else.
The last big Super Sentai... I'm not even going to say big because that game was trash. That's sort of the way they did it, where they had Gokaiger as like the main. It was a Wii game. It was bad. It was very bad.
Some of them are. When it comes to anime and toku games, if you're like decent, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love something like that. And we could just have a level system. Because I like leveling up in things. Stats go up, maybe a new ability or two, but I just really want that level system.
Okay.
Picture playing as...
I kind of don't, because I would rather it just be a straight up... I would rather just have a straight up experience rather than having to worry about leveling characters up.
I love leveling up characters, so I want that.
It depends. Depends on the game.
Red Hawk getting his second gun, the one that does all the light bending stuff, as a thing, that would just be crazy. Just shooting through enemies. It's crazy.
Hey,
it's crazy.
I just thought of something else.
Also, he's the only one who can fly.
You unlock Green from Live Man. His special ability is you push a button.
No!
Push a button.
No!
And he gets,
I know what you're going to say.
You push a button, and then he gets pregnant, and then the enemies don't hurt him. Because it's like, oh, well, we wouldn't hit a pregnant person. No, that's causing the line for us. So they can just walk to the finish line and punch the boss once.
All of this is getting cut out and seen. All right. But yeah,
I'm kidding, of course, but I'm kidding, but I'm not.
Love it if we had, especially playing somebody like the Car Rangers or even the Go-Oners where they had the super speed thing. And that way you could actually have a co-op mode in this. say you end up getting two characters who have similar fighting styles and they have like a special finisher or something like that. That'd be cool. Like that one episode of Zenkaiger where they summoned both Gohan Red and Red Racer and got the title. And they were summons and they said no.
Oh, Zenkaiger's great.
It's so good. And then I think the next DLC would just end up being whoever the sixth ends up being for Dawn Brothers. If it came out right now.
We will see.
Yeah.
But again, this is a pitch. And I think that about does it for me. Anything anything else sticking out in your head?
Just the ending.
Because in terms of gameplay, it's when it comes to Musou, you push the attack button until the enemies are dead and then you stop.
Yeah.
It never really evolves much beyond that. And that's not a bad thing.
One thing that you really need to have just
all depends on context.
Just character wise. I think Key Ranger needs 3 if we're gonna go by straight up popularity. I think it needs to be Lucky, of course, because you need Orion just like as a special power up somewhere. Stinger, because he's incredibly popular from that show. And Ho-Oh Soldier, if only because their final, obviously, their final is going to end up being Cuervo, Don Quixote. I could remember.
I'd like the Green Ranger to be in there as well, but I just like her.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the way to do it. Just doing it as a popularity poll to see who they want to actually be in the game proper. I think it's sort of honestly the way to do it. Just make sure that the 6th is...
Especially because if we can't do the everyone is here and you have a franchise that is this storied and long with this many characters, somebody's going to get left out. It's just an inevitability.
There's going to be a lot
feasibly, my version could more than likely never happen without, years and years and years of development. And
especially because
for a Musou game, that's not really what you want.
A lot of the early ones are just going to be a lot of repetition. It's just a red guy with a sword. Or maybe a baton. But
either a staff or a straight sword or...
which is why I think
fans.
That obviously the second game, if the Jack Kill representative has to be Big One. So, because he is like the leader of them.
Oh, yeah. When you think of Jekko, he's the one you think of.
Yeah. You think of Hiroshi Miyuchi. You don't think of anybody else.
You think of that fabulous suit with that
floofy
bow tie.
The color.
Yes, the color.
The color.
And the delivery of those lines.
I can't wait till we watch that. I honestly can't.
And to think, 90% of it will be watching the Henshin sequence.
Every episode. I'll go make a sandwich and they still won't be done.
Oh, God. That reminds me. It reminds me of Sonic 2006.
For a Musou game, I just think that's really is the way to go. Hordes upon hordes of enemies. You have objectives around the map. If you get to somewhere, you save somebody. If you don't,
save a group of civilians, kill the general.
Or even save somebody on your team.
And there have been Dynasty Warriors Gundam games. So we could,
there have been.
So we could put the mechs in this if you wanted. Giant minions and big old kaiju, not out of the ordinary for Sentai, not at all.
I know. It's just, that's a whole other thing right on top of stuff. Especially because I don't want to see a lot of those early mechs in this show.
Oh, you don't want to see the Battle Fever mech?
No. Well, no, I do want to see the Battle Fever mech. That one should just be in there forever.
I was going to say, that's a great show design.
I'm talking about the Denjiman mech, where it's just the box with the cone head. Because, that mech sucks. You
just summon I keep wanting to say God Phoenix, but that's Gotcha Man.
Gotcha Man.
You just summon like the flaming
Jet Icarus.
You summon Jet Icarus for an airstrike.
Yeah. I would love to be able to incorporate the mechs so you don't have to play as them. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I want to keep it a little bit more grounded for this one. I like when things are a little bit more grounded.
There's like a mech fight going on in the background.
Yeah. I never played any of the Dynasty, the Gundam Dynasty Warrior games.
Neither did I. I just know they exist.
Same. We'll see how the SD Gundam ones in the Overwatch version of the game.
Well, you have fun with those.
I can't wait to play the SD
Gundam version. I know.
So excited.
I'm not interested in either, but you have fun.
But yeah, let us know what you think about this in the comments below. How would you do this game? Do you want a everybody is here type of situation where 170 characters are still in that game? Anyway.
Or is Orochi 4 available now?
Yep. But don't forget to join us all the things. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching.